I am just now hopping on. The kids are finally down. Both of them are asleep. So fingers crossed that it's not a long night, because yesterday, you guys, I had a very long night. Both of my son was like wanting not to go to sleep. My daughter was, I don't know if she's going through a sleep regression of some sort. And it was a very long night, but good thing I have my handy dandy tea to get me through my day, because this right here helps promote my energy. But yes, welcome everyone from Facebook. Hello, it is May 20th, 2026. If you're watching this live, hello to you. If you're watching it pre-recorded, well, hello to you too. If you finish watching it all the way through, or you're just now getting started, make sure you watch it all through. Learn a little bit, and if there's some things that come up, make sure you leave them in the comments down below here on Facebook as well as in TikTok. Just send me a message, okay? But don't forget to follow, like, and share, because you never know. You might be helping someone out with simply hitting the share button and making sure you follow for more content of a lot of things that I share that helps with your blood sugar. A lot of people that are getting the tips that I'm giving them to help with what they're putting into their body, probably like the fruit video I just posted. If you haven't seen it, make sure you go and give it a like, and yeah, let me know, guys. Based on the poll that I did, okay, I did a poll here on Facebook, and a lot of you were saying that one thing you struggle with are cravings. Yes, food cravings, the food noise, right? I was one of them. Constantly craving food, constantly wanting to snack. And that's what took me to a path of overeating and gaining weight. Yeah. So I've been there. I was there as well. I had no self-control. Hello, Mina. Hello, welcome in. And I had no willpower. My willpower was bad. I just had my baby. I was breastfeeding. And then if you are a mom and you had literally breastfed, you know that it's very hard to have that self-control, because you're constantly wanting to eat. You're constantly wanting to snack, because you're burning a lot of calories and you're overeating. Hello, Mina. Thank you for being here. But yes, I was constantly overeating. I was constantly snacking. So I was not prioritizing one thing, right? And that was the consumption of the carbs, right? I was overeating in carbs, and I literally, like I said, had no self-control. Okay. So hello, Coach Carla. Thank you for the follow. So I'm trying to see if I can make this a little brighter. I don't know, the lighting here is so bad, even though I have lights everywhere, but hopefully you guys could see me. I'm going to work on the lighting. I have the lighting here on TikTok as well. Hi, TikTok. I'm on all social platforms as the Blood Sugar Girl. So make sure you follow Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and thank you so much. And on TikTok. So I will be posting this pre-recorded on there as well on YouTube. So if you missed it, or you have someone you want to send it to, you can simply just go to YouTube and share it. Okay. Same thing goes for TikTok. Okay. You could always watch the pre-recording of the video. So jumping back on what we were saying, like I said, I did a poll, and a lot of the answers that were on there for an option was, what do you struggle with the most, right? What do you struggle with the most? And some of the answers for the poll were sugar cravings, low energy, belly weight, feeling tired after eating. 45%, you guys here on Facebook voted that you struggle more with sugar cravings. Yes, sugar cravings. And second one, which was a tie on, was belly weight and feeling tired after work. Okay, after eating. I relate to every single one of them. I've been there, and it's literally a constant battle with either I'm thirsty or I'm hungry, right? I've done it all. I've done the cleanses. I've done the dieting. I've done the macro counting. I've done the weighing of the food or the meal prepping. Nothing ever held me accountable. Nothing ever gave me self-control. Nothing ever took away the cravings. So yes, that being the number one reason, the sugar cravings, totally relatable. And the thing is, you guys, the reason why we have so many cravings is because of sugar. Sugar is sadly in all our foods. And you're probably wondering, like, how is sugar in all our foods? It's in our bread, it's in our pasta, it's in our rice, it's in our fruits, it's in the drinks we're drinking. Sugar is simply added to every single thing we consume nowadays, especially here in the US. The modern food environment, so bad. And that's another conversation we could have later. But the reason why we're so addicted to these foods is because of the consumption of what we're putting in our body, which is mostly sugar. Sugar, sugar, sugar. And if you didn't know, sugar has been studied to be known as addictive as any pharmaceutical or, illegal drug because of the consumption and everything we're putting on our body. I mean, let me know in the chat, right? If you've done any sort of dieting, detox, cutting sugar like for a couple of days, tell me you don't feel irritability, more cravings than ever. You are wanting to snack all the time and you're in a bad mood. The mood swings come, right? We do all these kind of changes and we want to better our health. But when we do it, we go through these phases, right? No one likes you when you're hangry. Or have you ever seen that commercial? Or you're not you when you're hangry, right? That literally was me. I was always in a bad mood. I had the mood swings. And then I would try to do all these diets and I would get bored and I wouldn't stick with them and I would throw the towel. How many of you in the chat relate to that? Comment me in the chat. That was me. That was me. Done it all, did everything, all the detoxes, and nothing ever helped me with my cravings. So yes, there's a point to this, right? To help you with those cravings. So after doing everything and following the yellow brick road, you guys, I finally found something that helps with the cravings and silencing of the food noise. It helped me have better habits. It helped for more and more energy, helped me have more mental clarity, and it helped as tools to start any journey that you want to start. Maybe you're trying to lose a few lbs. You maybe want to watch your weight a little bit more. Maybe you want to have more energy. Maybe you want to better your sugar level. Maybe you've been diagnosed with, pre-diabetes or diabetes, and everything you eat kind of triggers it. How many barely look at food and you're like, whoa, just by looking at it, my sugar has just went up, right? How many of you relate to that? Comment me in the chat. I know my mom was one of them. My stepdad was one of them. And honestly, it's been crazy how they found these tools because I wasn't looking for them. I was doing the detox. I was doing the cleanses. I was doing the diets. I was doing the meal preppings. I went to a nutritionist. I was doing it all because I was struggling with PCOS, irregular periods. I was literally starting to go in the pre-diabetic phase because I was gaining so much weight and I didn't have no self-control. So I did everything on the book and I did all the detox cleanses, but nothing really helped. Why is that? Because I was still eating the same and because I got literally sick and tired of being doing all these diets and everything. I literally don't have the time. I'm a mom of two, okay? A little bit about me. If you're new to the Facebook, the TikTok, which I invite you to hit the follow button, I'm a mom of two. I have a 5-year-old and I have a 1-year-old. Okay. As you can know, there's a pretty big gap, literally 4 years in there. I was struggling, like I said, with PCOS, weight gain. I was struggling with migraines. And all this was connected to insulin resistance. How many of you don't know what that is? Comment on the chat. If you don't know what it is, I'll briefly break it down. Okay. Insulin resistance is known as the #1 cause of all our health issues. If you haven't gotten your hands on this book, okay, get your hands on this book. I don't win anything for you getting it. Take a screenshot, order it, read into it. But this here, you guys, will teach you everything about your metabolic health. Insulin resistance is the root cause of a lot of our health issues. And the more I read this book, the more I know that I'm not the only one that's not aware. Okay. Even Benjamin Bickman, okay, when he started investigating about like the root cause of a lot of health issues and how insulin resistance connected, that's when he got obsessed and wanted to learn more. And the more I read it, just to kind of let you know what's on here, so it could just the intro, you guys, just the intro will mind blow you to how it tells you each year. Okay. Well, I'm going to start from the beginning. We are sick. Worldwide, we are struggling with diseases that were once very rare, and in many cases, we are losing the fight. Each year, roughly 10 million people die from the big C, and almost 20 million people die from heart disease around the world. And another 50 million people globally have Alzheimer's disease. And almost 500 million of us have diabetes. Have diabetes, you guys. It's crazy. Natty said, why do the doctors tell us? Because they won't want you to know, babe. They don't want you to know that there is a root cause to our health issues. And just by incorporating tools that facilitate and just doing a cleanse and doing intermediate fasting, which is literally a lot of us we do it, but we don't know how, right? How many of you are like into intermediate fasting or don't know what intermediate fasting is? But just simply doing intermediate fasting gives the break that your body needs. But I'll get there. There's more. Okay. So pay attention. If you don't follow, make sure you hit the follow button. So look, I'm highlighting as I go. Okay. A lot of people, they're like, well, how do you know? I educate myself. I learn. I literally do the studies. I read the books from doctors that literally are pinpointing these things that a lot of, like Natty said, why do doctors don't tell us? They think if you knew, they lose, from your doctor's visits. They lose from charging your insurances. They lose from pharmaceutical drugs. It's literally big pharma is a multi-trillion business. Okay. So if you didn't know that, I hope you do your research, because I've helped thousands of people within the 3 years that I've been doing this business. Thousands of people. When we sleep, we have intermediate fasting. Exactly, Natty. When you sleep, you are fasting, but a lot of people don't know that. And you know the difference between fasting and breaking your fast? That we're not breaking it correctly. We're breaking our fast incorrectly. How many of us wake up in the morning and the first thing you go through is a drive-through or preparing your morning coffee? And then you go to that place called Buckstar, because I can't say the name, the right way, or those Donuts Dunkin', right? All those places that we know we love the coffee from, but you take advantage of that drive-through and then you load it up, like Natty said, coffee and sugar. And then guess what? Sometimes you're like, you know what? I'm getting the coffee. I'm going to get the pastry. You get your little cheese Danish. You get your little bagel. You get your brownies. You get your croissants. And guess what? You're spiking your sugar as soon as you wake up. Insulin is up. And when insulin is up, your sugar is up. Okay? So that's the thing. So yes, Natty, we're starting our day sadly with coffee, with carbs, turn into sugar. Sugar and sugar. And then we have that morning rush. And then we have that midday crash. No wonder you need another energy drink, another coffee in the middle of the day, because you're dragging your feet, right? You feel like you're on top of the world with it, but then you need it. Then you have the migraines, the headaches, because your body is asking for it. Sugar is very addictive. And sadly, we're waking up to it every single morning. And inflammation is up. Exactly. And it's terrible. Exactly. So this is why I tell you guys, get this book, read into it, follow if you don't follow, put comments on the chat if you want to know a little bit more. But he says, in fact, insulin resistance is the most common health disorder worldwide, and it affects more people, adults and children, each year than any other. You guys, he's like, I'm a biomedical scientist and professor, and though I know now focus on insulin resistance, I was once totally in the dark about this condition too. He was totally in the dark. He was one of us. He didn't know. And he was a biomedical scientist. You guys, we need to wake up. We need to wake up and learn that there's something out there that's literally the root cause of all our health issues: diabetes, prediabetes, cholesterol, fatty liver, okay, PCOS. All that is connected to insulin resistance. And we're going to know and learn more about it. So yes, the cravings come because your body's asking for that sugar. You're so used to giving it to it in the morning with coffee, bread, pastries. Then you're in the bag, getting a bag of chips, eating candy, all throughout snacking. So when you're snacking throughout the day, your body, your pancreas is producing insulin nonstop. So how do you know if you have it? Okay, this is coming from the book. I'm going to ask you guys a test and comment me in the chat. Maybe you have it. And this is based on the book of Why We Get Sick by Benjamin Bickman, which you could get anywhere. Okay, I don't make money off it. You could shop it, take a look, screenshot it, get it, because the more you know, the more you learn, and the more you are awake that there's other ways to reversing a lot of our health issues. So to get a sense of your risk level, answer these questions within yourself, okay? Do you have more fat around your belly than you like? Answer that within yourself, okay? Do you have high blood pressure? Do you have a family history of heart disease? Do you have high levels of blood triglycerides? Do you retain water easily? Do you have patches of darker colored skins or little bumps on skin, like skin tags at your neck, armpits, and other areas? Do you have family member with insulin resistance or type 2 diabetes? Do you have polycystic ovarian syndrome, PCOS, for women, or erectile dysfunction for men? All of these questions reveal some connection to insulin resistance. If you answered yes to one question, you likely have insulin resistance. If you answered yes to any two or more, you most certainly have insulin resistance. In both instances, this book is for you. Read and learn about the most common disorder in the world and why it's so common, why you should care, and what you should do about it. It's time you took a look at your health differently, and you can get a clearer picture of your disease risk, address the potential problems from focusing on insulin resistance. You guys, it is all right here. Many of you are probably struggling with what we are struggling with today. Diabetes. Diabetes is literally growing every single day, and more people are getting diagnosed every day. And sadly, 1 out of 3 people have it, and they don't know. They don't know they have it. So it says here, insulin resistance is an epidemic you may never hear of or heard of. Although roughly half of the U.S. adults and 1 in 3 Americans are known to have it. Okay. However, this number could be as high as 88% in adults. Okay. That is a crazy number. Okay. Insulin, okay, affects when we have insulin resistance. I'll give you the solution, Natty. Insulin causes basically insulin is used throughout our body for energy. Glucose is used for energy, neuron growth, even for our ears. It uses for hearing. Energy uses it for heart, lowers blood pressure, muscle protein production, fat glucose conversion into fat storage growth, liver for fat production and glucose storage, as well as a normal sex hormone production in the testicles and ovaries. Bone is for energy and growth, and nerves for glucose used for energy and growth as well. How many of us know or are someone that are struggling with inflammation and has caused you that many years of sugar spikes going up and down that now you're dealing with neuropathy? If you don't know what neuropathy is, you guys, neuropathy is something you don't wish upon anyone. It literally keeps you up at night. You feel the burning, the aching, the cold feet, the pins and needles in the bottom of your feet that have you tossing and turning in the middle of the night, especially when you're resting and you cannot catch your sleep. Neuropathy. Natty, you have neuropathy. So that's because of inflammation, Natty. Inflammation in our body, as you see here, when we have insulin resistance, it affects your nerves. It affects your nerves, your functions, and it also causes us women, we're pretty hormonal, and men too, okay? But we are wired differently. We are very wired differently. And it affects our hormones. It affects our mood balance. It even affects our thyroid, right? I have a lot of people that have hypothyroidism, and they're on the system too, which I will get in, because you're like, what's the solution? Obviously, is to reverse insulin resistance. That's one, right? Take control of your health is number 2, and invest in yourself, okay? With or without this product. I always tell people, taking advantage of what you have in today's society, right? We shop online, we're scrolling all over, we're buying things here and there, but how many times do you sit here and literally finally sit and say, you know what? I'm going to invest in myself. I'm really going to prioritize my health. A lot of us started the new year and said, you know what? This is a year. This is my year. Woohoo! New year, new me. The joke's on us, right? Because we're in the same boat. Either we're sicker than before we started, or we ignored it so long that we're not doing that great, right? But this is the time that you should really start prioritizing your health. We're not a car, you guys. We're not an object. We're real people. You really have to invest in your health, really start cutting on the things that you know they're not good for you. Because I could sit here and tell you all the things and do all the videos. Like, it's going crazy here with the videos and what you're watching. Your algorithm is already bringing you here. Yes. But what are you doing to change your health? What are you doing to invest in yourself for once and for the first time, right? I saw this meme that made me laugh. You know, us buying the newest phone, us buying the newest trending thing. And then I saw a picture of like a poked tooth, right? When your tooth is already all messed up, probably have a root canal. But yeah, you're getting that new iPhone. Well, yeah, you're getting that new bag. You're going on vacation, right? Something about investing in our health makes us not want to spend the money. But I get it. But you know what? One thing's true, right? Natty says true. One thing about it that you either pay for it now or you pay for it later. And you're probably asking yourself, but how? Why? Because your health will start advancing. These things will start getting worse. Your circulation could get real bad that later on you're getting amputations. You're literally probably going through kidney failure. You need a new transplant of kidneys. Your liver's failing, right? You have no energy. You're probably young, and then you're like, how am I going to deal with just having, they amputated like 2 toes from my feet. Like, I'm losing my vision. It's getting bad. And then guess who has to carry that? Because of our responsibilities, because those are our actions and our choices that we make every day. Our kids. And I think it's not fair. I'm a mama too. I want to be as healthy as can be for my kids. For one day, they don't have to carry for me with a bag of prescriptions, doctor's visits. I mean, God forbid if he calls me, to the heavens and it's before, I hope it's because of something else, but not my health. I know we're not immortal and the day's going to come. But I want to be healthy enough to see my grandkids, to see my kids get into wherever they want to do in life, right? And I'm taking care of myself, not just for me, but for my kids. And I'm not here to point fingers, you guys. I was once in the pickle as well. I was going through postpartum depression. I had PCOS. I was overweight. And just like you said, now I'm totally depressed. Don't feel depressed. Snap out of it. Wake up. It's okay. It's okay to kind of feel like that and then just shake it all off. Because when you actually say, you know what, she's right, but what am I going to do about it? Because you could sit here and listen to me all day, listen to this recording again over and over, and probably send it to a friend. Maybe they send it to you that you're watching me right now. But this here is something that's going to change your life completely once you invest in yourself. You're going to feel amazing. You're going to feel different. You're going to even start to invest in yourself and taking care of yourself. Like I said, I was someone that was going through a very severe case of, like I said, depression, anxiety. I feel like a lot of us that went through COVID and, that were isolated. I was isolated as well. I had to have my baby by myself. My mom couldn't be in the room. My husband could barely go to my doctor's appointments. And I was lucky enough that he was able to be in the delivery room. But I know a lot of people that weren't able to be in the delivery room when their kids were being born in certain states. But I was still lucky enough to have my husband in there. A lot of women going through a lot. You're giving birth, you're giving life, and you're also going through it yourself. What do they encourage when you actually have a baby? Go out, take a walk, breathe, fresh air, see everything. I was not able to go shopping for my baby. I was isolated. I was very, very in my own bubble, taking care of my newborn, and also trying to take care of myself, because I was like, what if something happens to me and I lose my baby, or he loses me as his mom? Right? Those are things that trigger my PPD, my postpartum depression. And after, people think that that only happens. No, it went on for about a year or two. I went to the doctor, I got help, I did therapy, but something about it was not working for me. Medication was only silencing the noise, the symptoms. You think it's okay for me to take a medication and just go to sleep? That's not living. That's not life. I didn't want to live that way. I wanted to see my son grow. I wanted to be there for him. I wanted to be aware. I didn't want to be upped in medication. So I found other ways. I did the holistic way. I invested in books. I started to read. I started to do changes. And then when this, you guys, which I'm going to show you, that you've been like, Natty, how do we reverse it? Right? When this came to me, this right here, my liquid gold, and I'll tell you more about it. And you could do your research. This is just what I use. You don't have to use what I use. You could do your own habits and changes and start doing your daily routine differently. But these are tools that facilitated my everyday life. Okay. And I'll tell you a little bit of the science behind it. So once that came to me as a form of magic, because it was not me that found it. It was not me. It was my mom's husband, my stepdad. And that is crazy, because if it wasn't for him that found it, almost, I want to say they're about to be in there for about 4 years on the system, you guys. My mom was behind my case for so long. I didn't want to listen to my mama. You guys, my own mother was on me like, you need to drink this. You need, like, this is what's helped this, your David. This is what helped me. You guys, the only reason why I took it was because she tricked me into drinking it. And I know that sounds like, what do you mean she tricked you? She was like, Melissa, this is what's going to help you. My mom was going through a lot, you guys. Just to kind of summarize what my mom was going through really quick. My mom was going through neuropathy, diabetes, cholesterol, fatty liver. She was actually also overweight. She was going through a severe case of anxiety and depression as well. It's like, I feel like a lot of us went through during COVID, and trying so many things as well. She actually was the one that was brought in because her husband found it. If you're following me from the beginning, her husband found it here on TikTok. Okay. I'm in all platforms as the Blood Sugar Girl. Okay. So TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. So she found him. He found it on TikTok and, started to order things. He was wanting to try a lot of things, right? He was obsessed with ordering things, and he found it. And then when he started doing it, my mom was bullying him. My mom was literally bullying her own man. Like, what are you drinking now? What is that? Another packet? Yes, that was my mom. And when my mom saw that the results on him, and he would go to the doctor, and he was bringing his A1C down, his cholesterol was going down, he was losing a few lbs, then she was like, like, I guess this is real, right? She's going to his doctor's appointments. He's seeing it. She's seen it firsthand. And after my mom was diagnosed, okay, with diabetes after her husband, imagine that. He's taking care of herself, and now my mom is going through the pit as well. So my mom later on was like, hey, I want what you're drinking. And he had actually bought in a box. He had bought in 2 boxes, one for her, one for him. My mom placed it to the side, like, I'm not going to do this, Then she came from her doctor's appointment looking for that box, and she started taking it. But she was doing it wrong. Her husband caught her, and she's like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, nothing. Like, okay, if you're going to drink it, I'm going to show you how to drink it. So she was taught how to use it, started using it. You guys, then my mom was on me, like, you need to try this. You know how I believed that it was working for her? Because my mom used to take 20 medications a day. As crazy as that sounds, my mom used to take 20 medications a day. Okay. I would go to the restaurants with her, and it would be very, very embarrassing for her to pull out all the prescriptions she had. And her purse sounded like a walking pharmacy. Like, just, you could hear the on there. And I would be like, Mom, you really taking them all out in the table? Like, they're going to think you're selling it or what? And that was her. She was struggling with so many things. So my mom, after I was seeing it with my own eyes, my own mother, from being depressive and a couch potato, and actually was dealing with overweight and all of that, I literally, one time I FaceTimed her, and she answered the phone on FaceTime. And she was dancing to 80s music, y'all. My mom was dancing to 80s music, and she was cleaning, and she was moving, and she was enjoying. And I was like, okay, I noticed that the first time. I called again the next day, because me and my mom FaceTime every day. I called again. She was cleaning her closet, you guys. She was cleaning out her closet, dumping out things she didn't fit anymore. And I was like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm cleaning out my closet because these clothes don't fit me anymore. And I was like, that's when I was like, not just because once you see someone every day, you kind of don't see the weight loss that fast, right? But then there's people that would see her after a long time. They're like, wait, hold on. What are you doing? You look good. You're losing weight. And that's when I was like seeing my mom happy, seeing her in a better mood and having more energy than ever. And then on top of that, losing weight, I was like, what are you doing? What are you drinking? And remember when I said, she tricked me into drinking it, because one day I came over sad, depressive, crying. And I was like, right. And I was like, she prepared me a tea. I was sitting there, we were chit chatting, and I was like talking to her, and I was done taking my tea. And she's like, did you like it? And I said, what? She's like, did you like it? I said, what? The tea? She's like, well, yeah. I mean, I thought it was a regular cup of tea. And she's like, no. And she literally smacked me in Spanish. Have you ever seen that little text on the screen was like cusses in Spanish? I'm like, I think that's so funny. She smacked me in the head and said, that's the tea I've been telling you about, Taruga. Like, and I was like, that's the tea? She's like, yes, that's the tea. And I was like, well, it doesn't taste bad. It actually tastes good, because what the tea consists of, you guys, which is, I'm going to show you, is this right here. It's a yerba mate extract. Okay. It's a yerba mate extract that's literally ultra concentrated yerba mate. And when I hear yerba mate, I hear people like, oh, they consume it in Argentina and Brazil and right, all these other countries. But I see why. There's dozens of research on this. And ours is clinically tested and proven, and also is in the physician's desk reference and Health Canada, which is so crazy to get into, but yet we are in there. My mom started telling me about this, and I was like, Mom, okay. She's like, you know what, mija? I'm going to give you a box. You take your box, and then you start doing what you want with it. Like, you're going to do it this way. She started telling me how to do it. You guys, within a week, okay, after suffering with so many constant anxiety attacks, I couldn't drive. I couldn't go to the store. I couldn't get in a car or drive over a bridge because I would lose it. Okay, I would lose it. I isolated it myself at home. It was my safe place. And depressive crying. I was doing very, very, very bad. And this has chlorogenic acid. You guys, when I started drinking this is why I call it my cup of tea, my liquid gold. Because when I started drinking this, you guys, I noticed that my stress level went down. Like I said, it has chlorogenic acid. So if you don't know what that is, do your research. It's amazing. It's literally like that dopamine of happiness that you get. I felt more focused, I had more clarity. I had more energy. I was literally cleaning my house too. I was able to focus on my kid, my son. And he was a toddler at the time. So it was very hard. I used to just give him the iPad, and I would feel so bad because I was turning him into an iPad baby, right? I'm not pointing fingers, but that's just, I didn't want to do that. I felt like I wanted to be more hands-on. And I felt like the way I was escaping what I was going through was just to not deal with my son and give him the iPad. But I felt like I lost where the iPad was at. I didn't even know where the charger was at. I was sitting playing with my kids, my son. And I say kids now because I have two. I was so used to saying kids. But at that time, he was the only child. I never wanted to have more babies because of what I went through. Postpartum depression makes you not want to have any more kids. But I always had faith that God was going to be there and was going to help me, and that I know that something was going to come my way. And if it wasn't because of my mom's husband, my stepdad, I wouldn't be here today. Maybe with better health, or my mental state would have probably went worse. And I'm a completely different person because of this. I've been 3 years on the system, and I'll tell you how to spell it. If you are here on Facebook, I have it right there on the link down below on my comments. You could get the system there with a discount price. And another thing, you guys, you get a 90-day money back guarantee, meaning if you didn't feel absolutely no change and you didn't see no progress in why you're using it, you get your full refund. Okay, full refund. And that's what made me want to do it, because you guys, I invested so much money in other things, thousands. I wouldn't want to say it had a comma, like cleanses, holistic doctors, you name it, because I don't believe in, consuming certain things for me to just have, the symptoms be kind of just settle. I believe in attacking the root cause and what is causing me to go through that. So this was what helped me. And the root cause of a lot of our health issues, the more you learn, the more you read, the more you learn, is insulin resistance. And once I reversed my insulin resistance, you guys, gone. Migraines gone. Okay. Pre-diabetic gone. PCOS gone. PPD gone, anxiety, depression gone, you guys. I've been on it for 3 years and now I help thousands of people. A lot of you probably just started following me here. I just launched my English channel because I fully was doing it fully in Spanish. But I don't know why something in me felt like I want to start doing it in English. Like God gave me the God-given gift of being bilingual, you guys. I'm like, I can do this. And I feel like more like me because I grew up just speaking both but I feel more comfortable speaking it in English. I feel like it's more like me, myself. And I just started growing this since January. And it's been amazing, the community that we're building here on all platforms. Facebook, you guys, we're close to 70,000 people in just a matter of days. But I've been growing this in January. So a lot of people think, oh, no. Yes, que chévere, exacto. So this is an amazing product and the results are endless. Once you give it the opportunity, I'm telling you, the person you are today is going to be different from the person you're going to become in just 90 days. Obviously, everybody is different. Every metabolism is different. Every brain is an own world, right? So it's just the opportunity for you to do it. And here on TikTok, you could find my discount link. Okay, Nadi, you said where is it at? You could find it in my bio. I have my link tree there where you could join the Facebook community and also join the blood sugar reset community, which I share a lot of information, tips, and all of that. Same thing as here on Facebook, but the community I built which is the blood sugar reset community. It's more of like, the community that's joining, people that are supporting one another. And I actually have that in my feed. So you could actually join the community there, but you could actually start on Natty right there on the bio on my profile. Ronnie, will my son get, okay. I don't get it. Ronnie, what's your question? But you guys, this is what I do every single day. Okay. One thing we're missing on an everyday routine on our everyday consumption is fiber. Okay, fiber. Fiber has been removed from the modern foods. Why? If you didn't know, in the past during war, right? They noticed that if they remove fiber from our meals, from our foods, that they would last longer on the shelves, so they wouldn't expire, right? That was during the times of war. So obviously it made more sense because we needed food to survive and we needed food to last long, right? On the shelves. In our homes, in our pantries. So guess what? They realized that removing fiber as the wars ended, they're like, why we're going to put it back? Why are we going to put it back? It's saving us money and people are codepending on more food because once fiber is removed from the food, you don't feel satiated, you overeat. And when you overeat, you get what? You gain weight and then, your health starts to deteriorate. And guess who makes money after that? The doctors, the pharmas, and it's a whole vicious cycle. So fiber has been stripped down of our modern foods and we no longer consume it as much. How many of us love to do juicing? Oh, right. The green juice trends, right? I'm going to do green juices. It's okay. Drink your green juice. But think about it. They're removing the fiber, all the fiber from the veggies and all the fiber from the juices. And then guess what? They're dehydrating it, putting it in a blender, and they're selling it back to you. Isn't that fun? I mean, and then we fall for all these brands. They're selling you the green powder. Joke's on us, right? Have you ever thought of that? Like, we're really buying the fiber back and we're trying to put it back. All the fiber that they're removing from our foods, right? Is just, that's something that we don't realize. It's like buying water bottle and bottled water. We have water everywhere and they put it in a bottle of water and they're selling it back to us. I mean, sad but true. But you guys, the only way we could get fiber is either eating it and making sure you do consume your fiber before your meals, or putting it back into your body this way, which our tools are facilitate. As a mom on the go, I don't have the time. Okay, I don't have the time to be counting calories, meal prepping, all of that. I don't. This is a way, this 3-step, which I call my 3-step reset. Okay, that's why I have the blood sugar reset community. This here is a 3-step, easy step system. Okay, easy as 1, 2, 3. And like you said, Nadia, we're going to do intermediate fasting while on it. That's how simple it is. You're already fasting. When you sleep, you're fasting. How you break it has a lot to do with it. Don't worry. That's where I come in as your coach. I will do a personalized plan for you. I will literally work one-on-one for you with you, and I follow up. Okay. We schedule a Zoom call. I make sure how you're doing it. I explain to you how you're doing it correctly, if you're doing it incorrectly or not, all of that, because it takes guidance. You can't just get this and just move on. No. Sometimes a bad experience could cause a bad reputation on anything, on a product, right? So I want you to do it correctly. That's where I come in as your metabolic coach, and I will planify and I will do a personalized plan for you so you could do it right. This system is called the Feel Great system, and you could only get it here, down below, or in the bio with the discount link. Okay. Once you get it directly with my discount link, I become your metabolic coach. So guess what? You and me are going to be like this. You and me are going to be working together. I will literally send you a welcome text. Okay. And I will be following up. I'll add you to my group chat, and you're going to get all exclusive informations. And once you sign up here in the US, okay, there's a lot of promos. We're in more than 65 countries. Okay. So we're not just here in the US. We're in a lot of countries, but here in the US, you get free shipping when you sign up. You're saving just $10 there. You're getting the free diamond bottle with your purchase, which is this bottle that's going to be your best friend, and it has this water level indicator to know how much of the product you're going to consume. And you're also going to get a hand mixer for free as well with the welcome kit. And you're going to get me, girl, as your coach. Okay. Nadia, yes, I promise you, I was you. I did not want, and then I was like, okay. I'm telling you, when I started drinking this, it completely changed my everyday routine. I feel amazing. I feel like I'm a better mom. I'm a better wife. I don't have those mood swings. I'm not just constantly craving things. I have more self-control. And on the system, if I didn't say it, I lost around 47 lbs, okay? And then I got pregnant too, you guys. After I lost the weight, my husband knocked me up. I was just in the moment. I was barely feeling myself and getting my pink back. But it happens. Yes, it did. And I feel amazing. And you know what? A lot of people ask me, is it safe? What does it consist of? It's all plant-based. It's all plant-based. It's sugar-free, and it's all natural. It's naturally sweetened with stevia, which is another plant. Okay. Like I said, it's all plant-based. If you're going on vacation, you could travel with these. They're TSA approved. I have someone that messaged me saying, hey, Melissa, can I go with these on the cruise ship? Yes, take it with you. Okay. Take it with you. I actually recommend you to take it, because I know you're not going to be eating all the good things, and you're going to be in the buffets and the drink bars, all of that. Please take it, because this will lower the impact of what you're putting in your foods. Okay. So this is a 3-step simple reset system that facilitates your everyday routine and helps you reach your goals. What are your goals? Having better health, lowering your blood sugar, lowering your blood pressure. Maybe you're dealing with hypertension. Maybe you have, you're going through menopause, premenopause, and men, they do go through something called andropause as well. Okay. This is something that helps you with your cravings, silencing the food noise. And it's an easy way to incorporate fiber to your meals. Okay. We do have the product here on TikTok Shop, but I always tell people that we actually have it way cheaper directly with the distributor, which is me, that you're going to get my discount link, and you get one instead of one gift, you get 2 gifts, and you get it directly with me. Okay. And I'm your metabolic coach. Again, this is clinically tested. It's patent, meaning it cannot be replicated. It's in the physician's desk reference. It's also in Health Canada approved, which is very hard to even get on there. It's studied in so many prestigious universities, like the University of Las Vegas, and also BYU. It has a lot of it's backed by science, you guys. And the testimonials of the people that I've helped are amazing. And I could just start pinpointing all of them, which I will start doing here on my stories. Watch out for the stories. Watch out for the content that I will be posting of testimonials. I literally get messages from people. Melissa, my A1C went down from 14 to 5.3, which is true. I have someone named Antonio. I don't know if he's down here. And he literally would message me every time he would go to the doctor. Melissa, my A1C came out great. He's been on the system, you guys, for 2 years. Natty, if you want to go in my If you go right here, babe, okay? If you go right here where it says the blood sugar girl, click that, okay? Then it's gonna take you down here with my picture again. Click it again. Also, if you don't follow me, hit that follow button, okay? In my profile, there's a link at the bottom. It says link tree. On that link tree, it says get protocol here. Okay, it's the first one with the product. You click it, it takes you straight to the store with my discount link. And then on top of that, make sure that it says Coach Sanchez. Okay, that way you're getting the discount. The same thing goes for here, you guys. When you click the link down below where it says youfeelgreat.com/Coach Sanchez, when you click it, it should take you to the Unicity page. And then it tells you on the top, referred by Coach Sanchez. That way you get the discount, okay? So just make sure you're going, it's pinned down in the comments down below for you to get. Or I have a link on there where it says start here. You could go on there and there's ways to text me. There's ways to and get directly in contact with me. And sometimes I do get a lot of comments. I get a lot of messages. So I sometimes I'm not able to respond to them. But if you text me, it's much easier. Hey, Jim, I got it. Thank you so much. Buenas noches. Yes, Natty. Yes, I can't wait for you to get it. Let me know. Send me a message when you get it. I usually get notified when someone signs up, and I always follow up. I send them a welcome text, and I'm like, thank you for purchasing the Feel Great. Congratulations. And then I send a link. That link is very important because that's a questionnaire. That questionnaire is like a 6 questions that you basically have to answer, which they're yours, right? Personal questions like what time you wake up, what time do you go to sleep, what do you want to work on? Because that's what's going to help me personalize a plan for you and get to know you a little bit better so I could work one-on-one with you. No problem. Thank you. I will stay in contact. All right. Awesome. Thank you for being here and staying on the live. Thank you so much. But again, you guys, I appreciate you guys so much. Again, the system is called the Feel Great system, and you could get it here, down here on the link, or on the link start on the Facebook page. Okay. I am uploading this video on YouTube, and it's going to get saved here on the Facebook page. So if you're looking at it and you made it all the way through, pre-recorded, I really love, like, I'm a person that really enjoys listening to lives, and even if they're pre-recorded, because I could just put my headphone on and I could just be cleaning, doing my thing, and I'm listening. Okay. And I hope you at least share this with someone that is probably struggling with something like this, and they probably tried everything. I'm like, give it 90 days. We have this like literally challenge that we call it the 90-day challenge, because in 90 days, your life can completely change for the better. I mean, right now we're in May, June, July, August. In August, you guys, you could be in a better shape, a better health than where you are right now. Think about it. You're going to come towards the new year, heading to the new year, and a better version of yourself, healthier than you probably were before, right? And we're going to be talking about you. I love to talk about my clients. I love to talk about your testimonies. And I'm so excited for what's to come. So thank you so much here on Facebook for the opportunity for you to listen to this live. If you're, like I said, watching it pre-recorded, I hope you follow, you share this to someone that needs to hear it. But I follow for more content. I literally get on here every single day. I'm going to start doing my evening lives around 10 p.m. Central Time. Okay, 10 p.m. Central Time is where I have my kids down, they're asleep, and I'm able to come on here and really just sit down and feel like I'm chit-chatting with you guys, okay? So again, thank you so much. Y'all have a beautiful and awesome night, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.